What's the most you done made in a night?
$5,000. It was so much money.
Changes the game.
It changed the whole game. I was like, I'll never dance in another club that don't pay me like this again.
So you spoiled now.
I'm spoiled. My name is Zara. I dance at Magic City.
Okay. How long have you been at Magic?
I've been at Magic for about 6 months now.
How do you like it?
I love it.
Yeah.
It's like no other club that I've ever worked at.
So this is not the first club you danced?
No.
Okay. How long have you been dancing?
I've been dancing for about 4 years now.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
What was the first club you started at?
First club I started at was Mile High in Denver.
Okay. So where you from?
I'm from Denver, Colorado.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, Colorado Springs, but I moved to Denver about 5 years ago, and then I moved here.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So you started at Mile High.
Yeah.
How was that experience like?
It was slow at first, but I took that experience and took the time to learn how to hustle so that I could be a better hustler in the future.
Did you tell your family that you were dancing?
Nope.
Do they know now?
They will know.
Oh, so you've been running it up for 4 years and they ain't said nothing?
I ain't say nothing. I come from a very conservative Nigerian family. So I really got into dancing because I lost my corporate job and I just had all these bills coming in and no way to pay it. So I was like, look, I'm gonna have to figure something out. I don't want to ask for handouts. So I went to the club and here I am.
So you lose this job and it's like, so prior to that, were you thinking about dancing?
I would joke about it with my friends, and then when it actually came to, I was like, you know what, I'm gonna have to go ahead and figure this out, because I was doing Uber and Postmates and all that. It just wasn't lucrative. So
Gotcha.
Yeah.
So how much you made on your first night?
Oh my gosh, I think I made like $500.
Okay.
Yeah.
That was a decent good night.
It's a decent good night, but it's what they call new girl money, because then it just went slow, and then I was also working at a slow club. So
Okay. So what was slow like? You said it was slow.
Empty. I'm talking about like 3-4 customers at a time.
So how much were you making then?
I really had to work hard. Some days I would leave in the hole after paying fees. Sometimes I would leave like up $200 maybe, but it's probably one of the hardest clubs that I've worked at just to get by.
So was it worth it then?
I would say it was worth it because I got to learn how to be a dancer and really talk to people and hustle. But other than that, I wouldn't say it was worth it just because it was so slow.
So what made you want to stay in the game after that experience like that?
Yeah, I was one of a couple black girls at the club, and then back in Denver, it was right next to a club called Shotgun Willie's. And that was the gold club to work at least one of them. And there was so many other girls that didn't look like me, and I just really had to prove myself. And then eventually I did end up at Shotgun Willie's.
Okay.
Yeah.
So Shotgun took care of you?
Shotguns took care of me.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
So what brought you to Magic?
Everything with COVID, it really killed the vibes in the club. It just killed money as a whole. So I had a friend that came out here and she was telling me about it, and I was nervous because I know Magic City is the top tier girls, Yeah. So I was like, I don't know if I can work there. What's it like? And she was telling me, she's like, I really think you'll do well. Just come. And so I flew out here and I just went on faith, and Magic hired me himself.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So that first day, how was that? How much money you made?
I was nervous, but I made about $600 in the day shift, and I was like, I'm not going back. Yeah. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So in the other clubs, were they full nude?
No, they weren't. They were just topless.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So was it a big transition going from a topless to a full nude club?
Not really. I had came out here in 2018, and I worked at Pinups, and so that was my first all nude club, and that was nerve-wracking because I had never done that before. But after dancing for a while, I just became so confident in my body, and when I came to Magic City, I was like, I know I'm a bad bitch. That's why I got in here.
Yeah.
So it wasn't that hard of a transition at all.
So since you've been dancing, have you had a relationship?
Yeah, I've had several.
Okay. So
Yeah.
now, is it them or is it you?
I would say it's them. Yeah.
Why would you say that?
Because they get very intimidated by me dancing. Well, in my past relationships, it's always been an issue of how long you gonna dance, who you dancing for, like why you gotta do this. And to me, it's beyond just getting naked. For me, it was very empowering, you know, to be able to use my sexuality and make money. Yeah.
Control it.
Control it. Yeah.
So, what was the longest relationship you've had since you've been dancing?
Let's see. I'm coming up on, how long is it? 1.5 years with my current.
Okay.
Yes, my current relationship.
So that's a nice little run.
It's a nice little run.
Does he or she come to the club?
She does not come to the club. She wants to though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Will you let her?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, as long as she's spending on me and my people, it's all good.
So can she get dances from other girls?
Yeah. If I approve of them. Yeah.
But she can go to any other club.
No, she can't go to another club. She has to come see me.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Now, is she in Denver or she's local?
She's here with me.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So that's cool.
Mm-hmm.
1.5 years.
Yes.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So what is it that you think that's making this relationship work?
I think it's the complete honesty of what I do and why I do it. And then I also know that she respects what I do. We actually met in the club, but it was like the first time she came into the club was when we were both back home in Denver, and she saw me in the bathroom and she was waiting to use the restroom, and so we looking at each other, and she got all nervous, and then from there we just started talking, and here we are.
So you're a little freaky?
Something like that.
Do you prefer just women or you prefer men as well?
I prefer both. Okay. Yeah.
What about your girlfriend?
She just likes women.
Okay.
Yeah.
So how does that work?
It's cool. Like, you know, we just really into each other.
Wink, wink.
Yeah.
I get it. So at Magic, what does your customer base look like?
You know, I'm actually still growing my customer base, but I primarily dance in a lot of sections, or I go like, you know, mingle with out of state people. I just like to be all over the place and just get to know everyone. So
yeah. What's the most you made in a night?
$5,000.
Really?
Yes.
What night was that?
Oh my goodness. I think it was either Magic City Monday or Saturday. It was so much money. I never felt so good. Like how much, like I made so much money just by dancing, being myself, like having fun. And I've never felt so empowered. Like,
really?
Yeah.
Changes the game.
It changed the whole game. I was like, I'll never dance in another club that don't pay me like this again.
So you spoiled now.
I'm spoiled.
Okay.
Yes, I love Magic City.
So can you tell when a customer comes in and they're not going to spend money or they don't have money?
Oh, it depends. 'Cause sometimes a lot of people come in and they look like they're gonna spend money, but they're typically wearing the money that they might spend. Yeah. If you get what I'm saying. But then you also see people who like are very laid back, chill, and those are typically the big spenders.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay. Mm-hmm. So since you've been dancing over these 4 years, what have you learned about men?
I've learned that very interesting people. They're cool, and it's just a matter of how you talk to them, you know?
Gotcha.
Yeah.
And then what have you learned about yourself since you started dancing?
Oh my gosh. I've learned how powerful I am, and just being myself. Being sexy, being cool, being confident can get me a long way. I've learned a lot about my energy. Like if you go into the club trying to make money and you got like a bad attitude, it's just not gonna happen for you. Yeah. But if you go in just giving yourself positive affirmations and knowing that you're here for a purpose and just spreading that good energy, is gonna come back to you.
Gotcha.
Mm-hmm.
So going back to your customers,
yeah,
What's the weirdest thing that a customer has requested for you to do?
You know what? It wasn't even a request. I think I was sitting at the bar, and this customer just comes and sits right next to me real close, and I'm like, a little personal space, like, what you doing? And so he picks up my foot, takes my shoe off, and starts massaging my foot. And I'm like, what are you doing? Like, it feels good, but I'm not gonna stop you. Yeah. And so I'm just looking at him, he's looking at me, and then he gives me $100, and I'm like, okay, cool, you can keep massaging my foot, I ain't gonna say nothing. Yeah. So we just kept going for about an hour, and every 10 minutes he give me another $100. I was like, cool. Like, yeah, it was so weird.
$600 for a foot massage?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
For me, I didn't even ask for it.
Okay. Did you get his number?
No. I should have though. There was another guy that asked me to walk on him in a VIP room. This is another club, but it's just...
Walk on him and do what?
Huh?
Walk on him and do what?
Just walk on him with my heels.
Like he's gonna lay down?
Yeah.
On his stomach or on his back?
On his back. I don't know why. He just laid on the floor and I just walked on him. And I was scared because let me tell you, I'm 5'9", I'm 180 pounds. I know I don't look like it, but I'm thick. This man, you know? And so he just laid on the floor and I got these heels on. They're tall, they skinny, pointy, they hurt. I know they hurt because I done been stepped on in the foot with them before, but he's like, could you just walk on me for a couple minutes? And I'm like, okay. And so I'm like, scared and like jumping up and down, like I don't want to pierce nothing on accident. Yeah. But yeah, they come in with really weird requests.
Was he get aroused?
Yeah.
While you walking?
I made money. I was like, whatever. Like,
how much he paid for you to walk him?
So like $1,000, just because I was like, whatever, it's cool. I ain't gonna say nothing.
That's an easy.
I didn't even have to do nothing. I just had to walk. Like. Yeah.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So, when you went to school, do you think things that school taught you you're using now at work?
Not really. I feel like school in general, it's a great thing to, do and get, but I feel like life teaches you stuff along the way. Like a lot of the things that I learned in school, I feel like are outdated at this point. Mm-hmm. And I feel like in general, you just gotta be a person that's just willing to learn all the time.
Going back to Magic City, what do you think the magic in Magic City is?
Oh wow, that's a good question. I think the magic there is just really being who you are and just bringing that to the table. Working there, I feel a very big family vibe, from the waitresses to other dancers to the staff to you all. Like, it's just really cool to see everyone come together. I feel like that's the magic behind Magic City.
How important is the DJ?
Very, very, very important. Yeah. Yes, it's good to tip your DJ, to create a relationship with said DJ, the music that he plays. I know that when I talk to my customers, if the music isn't right, they're not gonna tip. Yeah.
And have you had the food at Magic yet?
Oh yeah.
Is it as good as they say it is?
Yes, I eat there every time I go in there. Yeah. That's my dinner.
What's your favorite dish?
My go-to is salmon with rice and some spinach. Okay. And then some wings sometimes.
Okay. What flavor?
Between Thai chili and honey garlic. Okay. Yeah.
I gotta try the honey garlic.
It's so good.
Well, how long do you see yourself dancing for?
I don't see myself dancing much longer. I started a business called the Mix Boutique, and I started it with my money from dancing, and I want to grow it to where it can sustain itself on its own, and I can be able to pass it on to my kids in the future. And I'm also looking into learning how to do some more stock trades and finance and all of that. Also with this money, but I'm trying not to snitch on myself because it's watching. But I don't see myself dancing much longer, but I do appreciate all of the opportunities that dancing has brought me. Yeah.
So, what was a girl sitting at home right now contemplating if she should dance or not?
Do it. do it. I say just do it. You know, people always got something to say. If you go to school and study art, they're gonna have something to say. If you don't go to school and you decide to do Uber, they're gonna have something to say. Like, just make sure you're doing it for yourself. I always say make sure you have an exit plan, because it is taxing and it's not something you wanna do forever, even though the money's good. It's just, after a while, you will wanna look to do something else. But while you're doing it, have fun, make that money. Don't let that money make you. Like, just do it, girl. I'm Zara, and I am Magic City.